Sign 1. She watches you when she thinks you're not looking. The strongest love doesn't always shout, it whispers. It hides in silence, in subtle glances, in the space between words. A woman who feels deeply but fears showing it will often betray herself through her eyes. When she thinks your attention is elsewhere, she studies you, your face, your hands, your expressions, as if she's trying to memorize you. Why the secrecy? Because fear holds her back. Fear of rejection. Fear that confessing will shift the balance between you. Fear from past hurt. So instead of declaring her feelings, they leak out in fleeting moments. Stolen glances she hopes go unnoticed. But if you're attentive, you'll notice. You'll feel the weight of her gaze. You'll sense her attention lingering just a second too long. Psychologists call this micro-expression leakage, the subconscious reveal of true emotions. A faint smile when you speak, pupils dilating, a subtle lean toward you. Her heart is speaking before her lips dare to. Most men brush this off as coincidence, but the grounded man recognizes the pattern. If her eyes always return to you, if her body unconsciously opens around you, if she looks when she thinks you won't catch her, it's not random. It's her love slipping through the cracks of her restraint. Because love always shows up in the eyes first. And no matter how much she hides, her gaze will tell the truth, her words won't. Sign 2. She gets nervous only around you. Another hidden signal of love is nervous energy. Subtle shifts in her voice, her posture, her rhythm, changes that don't appear with others. To the world, she might seem confident, composed, even playful. But in your presence, the pattern shifts. She stumbles over words, laughs a little too quickly, plays with her hair, or fidgets with whatever's nearby. These aren't mistakes, they're signals. Why? Because love unsettles composure. The deeper the feelings, the higher the stakes. She wants to impress you, to be seen as desirable, to avoid missteps. That pressure leaks out as nervous tension. Psychologists call this arousal misattribution. Her body confuses the adrenaline of attraction with nervousness. When her body reacts, heart racing, adrenaline spiking, tension rising, we often mislabel it as nervousness. But underneath, it's attraction. Her biology is betraying the fear of being exposed. Pay attention to the contrast. Watch how she interacts with friends, co-workers, strangers. Calm, collected, effortless. But around you, she shifts, she fumbles. She's not clumsy by chance. It's because your presence matters. She feels the weight of wanting your approval. Most men miss this. They assume she's awkward. She must not be interested. Wrong. Indifference breeds calm. Love creates chaos. A woman who doesn't care will seem smooth, relaxed, almost detached. But a woman who does care, yet fears showing it, will stumble. Her body gives away the secret her words try to hide. The grounded man doesn't tease her for it. He doesn't mock. He simply notices, respects the vulnerability and stays composed. Because her nervousness isn't weakness, it's proof. Proof her heart beats differently when you enter the room. Sign 3. She remembers the smallest details about you. Love doesn't always announce itself with grand gestures. It often hides in the details. A woman secretly in love collects fragments of you. She remembers the childhood story you told months ago, the way you take your coffee, the subtle shift in your tone when you're tired or frustrated. This isn't casual memory, it's emotional imprinting. Psychologists call it selective attention bias. The mind zeroes in on what matters most, while ignoring the rest. So, if she recalls details about you that everyone else overlooks, it's because you've become her focus. And since she's afraid to confess, it leaks out in subtle ways. You mention something casually. She finishes your sentence. You talk about a preference. She already knows. You notice she remembered. A tiny detail you barely registered, and she shrugs like it's nothing. But to her, it isn't nothing. Those small memories are evidence. You take up space inside her head. The Stoic man recognizes that without making a scene. He doesn't demand explanations or push for confessions. He simply notes the truth. Remembering the small stuff isn't random. It's attention dressed up as affection. Even if she's afraid to say it, her memory gives her away. Sign 4. She gets jealous, then hides it. Jealousy is blunt and honest in a way words often aren't. If she didn't care, your mention of another woman would land like a breeze. No change, no sharpness. But when a woman is secretly attached, another name can cause a tiny wince. A clipped laugh, a sudden quiet, a sarcastic joke to mask the sting. Those micro-reactions aren't accidents, they're camouflage. Psychologists might call it suppressed jealousy, the attempt to hide possessiveness because showing it feels dangerously vulnerable. A Stoic response isn't to weaponize that sting. Don't mock it, don't prod to make it worse. See it for what it is. Jealousy without claim is often love undeclared. It pains her, but it also reminds her she cares. The more she buries it, the more she betrays it in little ways. So, when another woman enters the story and you watch her shift, pay attention. She isn't being moody. She's signaling in the safest language she has that you already matter to her. Sign 5. She finds reasons to be near you. When a woman is quietly in love but too afraid to step forward, she will orbit. Her excuses sound ordinary. I was just in the neighborhood. I thought you might need help with this. Do you mind if I drop this off? On the surface, it's coincidence. Underneath, it's intentional proximity. She'll volunteer for tasks you're doing, linger in the places you frequent, or show up with small offerings. Coffee, a book, a helpful link. Nothing dramatic, nothing overt, just a steady, careful presence. The Stoic notices the pattern without applauding or interpreting it into demands. He knows presence is a currency of interest. When she keeps turning up, not by accident, but by choice, the pattern is louder than any confession. She's creating a world where you cross paths often, testing if you'll value that effort. She's saying, I want to be near you, but I'm not ready to say the words. Taken together, these signs are quiet, not loud. Remembered details, hidden jealousy, and manufactured proximity. They're not diamonds on a ring. They're fingerprints on the places she walks through your life. A Stoic man reads them calmly. He doesn't force an answer or push her into exposure. He simply recognizes them, responds with steady, grounded presence, and gives her the space to move from small, safe signals to something that can be named. These aren't coincidences. They're strategies, subtle ways she stays close without admitting how badly she wants to be there. Psychologists call it proximity seeking. When someone's attached, they unconsciously find ways to be near the person they care about. She may never say, I love you, but her actions whisper it. She rearranges her schedule to cross paths with you. She volunteers to join when there's no real reason. She lingers when it's time to leave. Most men miss this. They think she's just being friendly, but patterns don't lie. If she keeps inventing excuses to be around you, excuses that don't quite make sense, it's not logic. It's her heart doing the planning. The grounded man doesn't chase, doesn't pressure, doesn't overanalyze. He simply notices. Because in a world where people guard their time, a woman who keeps giving you hers is already telling you the secret she's too scared to voice. She's falling in love. Sign 6. She opens up emotionally, then pulls back. This is one of the clearest and most confusing signals of hidden love. she lets her guard down for a moment. She shares a memory, a fear, or a dream she doesn't tell anyone else. In that instant, you're inside her private world. But then, she retreats. She laughs it off. She changes the subject. She acts like it wasn't a big deal. Why? Because love feels dangerous. To open up is to risk rejection, to risk ruining what she already has with you. Psychologists call this the approach-avoidance conflict, the desire to be close, fighting the fear of consequences. So she steps forward, then back, reveals her heart, then hides it. To you, it feels confusing, but in reality, it's not confusion. It's love battling fear. And here's where most men fail. They chase her in the retreat, they push, they demand, and she shuts down completely. The Stoic man, he stays steady. He gives her space. He lets her return when she's ready, because every time she opens up, even briefly, she's loving you in the only way she knows how. And here's the paradox. The safer she feels with you, the less she'll retreat. Over time, the fear fades. What was once hidden comes fully into the light. If you want to uncover more of these hidden truths, the feelings women carry but rarely admit, hit subscribe and drop the word whisper in the comments if you've ever noticed a woman showing love in silence instead of words. Because once you learn to recognize these signs, you'll never doubt her feelings again.